The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Tonight in Memphis, Mitchell Robinson, his season debut, played 12 minutes, moved well, 6 points, 4 rebounds. It came down to the wire. Down 2, tick, tick, tick. Jalen Brunson to OG Anunoby for 3, so the Knicks are up 1. Last chance for Memphis. Ja Morant, makeable shot, didn't get the roll, and the Knicks prevail. A signature win on the road, 114 to 113. Great to have you with us, everybody, from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pidto, along with Wally Szczerbiak. So Mitchell Robinson makes his season debut and contributes. There had been, of course, a lot of chatter about the Knicks' struggles against the top teams in the league. They just beat one of the top teams in the league, and they did it away from home.
They swept the series against the second-best team in the West right now, the Memphis Grizzlies. A signature win to me at home, great. Fine, you beat the Grizzlies at home, you blew them out, you looked really good. You go on the road, you return the favor in Memphis, you get this win by 1. Clutch shot by OG Anunoby, big plays by Jalen Brunson. Mitchell Robinson is back in the lineup. You can tell it's going to reinvigorate this team. This roster is finally complete, exactly what the front office thought it would be to start this season, and it is a scary good roster when they play at this level. They can beat good teams. Despite the fact not playing well against Cleveland and Boston, they came back, bounced back, got a win against Philly at home, now a win at Memphis. You're starting to get it on the right track.
Knicks did not lead, Wally. They got their first lead with 10 minutes left in the game, and then it was nip and tuck down the stretch. And once again, although it wasn't Jalen Brunson making the game-winning shot, he made some key shots. Once again, it was the Knicks able to prevail in crunch time.
That's how you win on the road in this league. You hang around. In the fourth quarter, you put pressure on the home team, and you have guys that can close and make shots. You put the game in Jalen Brunson's hands, and he makes the big plays. Jalen, again, just does not shy away from the moment. The floater cuts it to 2. Then Bridges in transition. Brunson to Bridges right there. Gets the bucket. Knicks actually still down 2. And that was huge. That was a 2, not a 3. So the game is tied. At first, you see Deuce McBride's foot. He knew he was on the, he had 1 foot on the line. Bane gets the bucket there to put the Grizzlies back up 2. Grizzlies executed very well down the stretch. There's Jalen Brunson getting to his spot. Just going into that little beast mode, ties the game at 108. And how about JB right in the face of Ja Morant? Looks over at the bench, gives the Knicks a 1-point lead. But then Ja Morant, little guy in stature, but strong guy as far as finishing around the basket, gives them the 2-point lead and go for the dagger. OG Anunoby, big-time play, big-time shot. Whole team's fired up. And let's see if Mikal Bridges can get the stop. Ja Morant goes to his left, tough shot. Good job by Mitchell Robinson securing that rebound. A massive Knicks win. Outstanding team win, top to bottom. Everyone contributed. That was big time.
Look at the rebounding. This is only the second time, Wally, since 84-85. Only the second time since 84-85 that the Knicks win a game getting outboarded by 24. And they win even though they were outscored points in the paint by 30. 74-44. Now, the Knicks went 6 of 9 in the second half from 3, and Memphis did not hit a 3 the entire second half. So maybe that offsets some of the domination of Memphis inside. But rarely do you see a team win in this league getting out-rebounded like that and having such a huge differential scoring points in the paint.
They shot 4 for 31 from the three-point line, so the Knicks did a really good job defending that three-point line. Memphis missed some makeable ones, but we've alluded to how the Knicks have struggled to defend that three-point line, 30th in the league as far as defensive field goal percentage from the 3. Tonight, they were much better. They were closing out. They were getting out to the shooters, and that's how you come away with wins. This team is a skilled team. They're going to make shots, and in this league, if you can make shots, you can win games. Now, you don't want to live with giving up that many rebounds on that differential, but at the same time, they found a way to come away with a big win.
Another storyline coming in. Memphis, the best scoring bench. Knicks, the worst scoring bench. And in this game, the Knicks bench scored 34 points. The Memphis bench scored 33 points. Mitchell Robinson helped the cause off the bench. We mentioned 6 points, 4 rebounds, played about 12 minutes. What did you see from him tonight?
I saw Mitchell Robinson back. And, you know, having gone through injuries in this league, when you come back, it's not easy that first game. But I love the way his body looks, and I love the way he moved out there on the floor. I don't care if he makes or misses his shots right now. I just want to see him moving like the old Mitchell Robinson, because we know he was really hobbled in the playoffs last year playing against Philadelphia. He was active, he was mobile. You see what he brings to the table. Around the rim, he has such great instincts. He's so mobile for a big guy. He's got such long arms, and he's got a wide base with his legs when he stretches out. And that's what causes teams problems. When you are that big and you just put your arms out like that, teams respect that size, they see that size, and they don't attack as much as they normally would, and they're not as aggressive. It's just a good sign to have him back. I know the team loves to have him back. He's a really character guy in that locker room. And now this team is complete. Tom Thibodeau loves having a guy like that to protect the rim, and it's going to be fun to watch how this team develops with him in the lineup.
All right, well, let's say hello to Alan Hahn. He helped call the game on the radio tonight, ESPN New York. Alan, what's your takeaway after watching Mitchell Robinson's season debut?
Well, everything you guys were just talking about. I mean, the bench scoring, Deuce McBride's performance off the bench, how Mitchell Robinson just gave you that look now defensively. I love the fact that Tom Thibodeau, in the last minute of the game on defensive possessions, called for Mitchell Robinson to come in the game. It's your first game. Get out there and help us get a stop to win the game. And that's exactly why you can trust him, because you know he has that ability to do that. I think there was a resiliency we saw with this team tonight that had been missing at times over the last couple of weeks. We've heard the Knicks talk about getting back to the team that they were. And how about the two wing players that have been under some scrutiny recently in OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, both of them coming up, not only with the clutch plays late, one with a defensive stop, one with a huge three-pointer, but throughout this game, how aggressive the two of them were offensively in this game, in making sure that they were making an impact at both ends of the floor. It just seemed like tonight we saw, remember Wally after the game the other night when we talked about like something's not right about this team even after the Knicks got the win? Something felt right about this Knicks team, even though they went down 12, even though they were out-rebounded. It just felt like that continuity that we've been hearing about showed itself again.
Yeah, and I think Mitchell Robinson coming back, it could really re-energize this team. Speaking of energy, how about the bench, Allen? Deuce McBride coming in, making shots. Landry Shamet, big shot in the fourth quarter. What did you see from the bench brigade?
Well, it continues to be the idea of being aggressive and looking for your shot. And I thought Deuce looked like he felt like I'm on tonight. Like you could tell by the way he was catching and releasing quickly. He had that beautiful high release and the high arc in his shot. And when he has that, they usually don't even touch the rim. They just splash right through. He took 11 shots off the bench in 27 minutes. So you know he was aggressive. But you're right. It's not just him. It's also the contributions of Landry Shamet knocking down some big shots. Cameron Payne went 1 for 5, but that 1-3 hit was a big three, a momentum shot, and one that, like, the minute he caught it, you could see he's like, I'm not moving my feet, I'm all set, I'm putting this thing up. And the Grizzlies called timeout. It started a celebration. Not sure if you could hear it on the broadcast, but there were a lot of Knicks fans in this building. And at one point, there was a Let's Go Knicks chant that was immediately drowned out by boos because the home crowd wasn't having it here. But the bench and what they were able to contribute against a team, by the way, that everybody knows plays a lot of bench players, plays a lot of minutes versus the team that doesn't. It was very interesting to see the Knicks bench rise to the challenge against one of the top benches in the NBA.
Alan, we went over how the Knicks were dominated inside and on the boards. We did not see Cat play with Mitchell Robinson. Tom Thibodeau has intimated that we might see that, but we did not see that tonight.
Not yet. Now, you did see it on a rebound on the free throw, but that's technically not really minutes in the game. But they put him out there. They were going to call a timeout anyway. There was a point, I think it might have been early fourth quarter, where the Grizzlies were dominating in the paint. They were getting every rebound, and they were big inside. With Edey, with Jackson, they were just a bigger team out there. And the Knicks had Anunoby at the 4, and Towns was on the floor. And Hart got into foul trouble, and when he went to the bench, I said on the broadcast, if I'm ever going to do it, right now, because maybe you need to match their size. And I thought Tom Thibodeau might bring Robinson in, get a look at it, but at least match the Grizzlies' size. He chose not to do it. He brought in Shamet. Now, clearly it worked because the Knicks were able to turn a 12-point deficit into a lead early in the fourth quarter. But I do think there's going to come a time you're going to need to see it. Because while you and I have talked about this, the Knicks are not a very big team. They do play small. And tonight, for a lot of the game, it showed that they were the smaller team by getting dominated on the boards and giving up 72 points in the paint.
All right, Alan, have a great trip home, and we'll see you back here for the road game at Miami on Sunday. Coming up, post-game comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. His Knicks are now 39-20, 59 games into the season, and 19 games above 500. Stay with us.
The Knicks post-game show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
The Knicks are in Miami on Sunday. Pregame at 5:30, game at 6. We're going to go over the key shot from OG Anunoby at the Wally Wall coming up. But first, Tom Thibodeau's post-game comments presented by Chase.
Yeah, that's what I loved about the end of the game, because it was great team play. And what you can't get lost in was the screen that Josh set where Jalen hit the three. Was a tremendous play, very unselfish, but a great screen. And then Jalen getting into the paint and finding OG and OG relocating to find the space and then hitting the shot. Just trusting the pass, so those things are huge. I thought OG's defense all night was fantastic. Getting Mitch back was a big plus for us as well. So just a really good team win. I thought the bench did a good job to start the fourth. We had some guys in foul trouble, so we had to navigate that as well. But it was just a good, solid team win. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be tested a lot of different ways, and you can't. It's always great to win, and you don't want to overlook that, but you also know that now you got to get ready for the next one. So enjoy it tonight, and tomorrow it's get ready for Miami, which will be another tough physical game for us. So take it day by day. Don't get lost. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Just understand exactly what it is, but just keep growing. And that's what we're trying to do. So we know there's a lot of areas that we can get better in, and that's what we want to focus on.
You guys pulling out all these close games. Is it as simple as you guys have Jalen Brunson?
Well, and look, he's a big time shot maker, but it's also his teammates and understanding, like what you have to do. It takes 5 guys to execute to create the shots for him, and then he's got to make them, which is another element. And then he's also got to make the right reads. Like I thought the pass he didn't force it. That was the right play, and it was a great play. And OG was, he was right and ready and great shot preparation, and he let it fly, and it was beautiful, and that's what it takes. And it's everyone doing. Mitch getting in there. I think he 12 minutes, 5 rebounds. Great. And it gives us a different element to our team. It makes us a lot bigger. And so that was huge. I thought Deuce had a great game off the bench, a great spark for us. Mikal had a million screens he had to get through all night with Morant, and he had the toughness to keep going time after time. And I thought our team defense was really good. I thought we created a lot of turnovers. And that's what we want to build on.
Jalen's point towards you gave him a wave back. Did you have to acknowledge him at that point?
I don't know what he was doing. I was just happy he made the shot. So, and he's got tremendous poise under pressure, and that's huge. And I think our team does. I think the more times you're in those situations, the way you prepare is the way you get confidence. And so the more times you go through it, the better you're going to be at it.
With Mitch, you mentioned the rebound. You also had that drive and dunk.
Yeah. I thought her first game back, for the amount of time that he's been out, I thought it was really, really good. I mean, we've been seeing it in practice too. So this is the next step. And so just having, the pick and roll defense and the rim protection, the rebounding, and he made a lot of good plays, just moving on penetration, the pressure on the rim offensively. Those things are huge. It opens up space for us. And it's really a game of space. So the more you can create space, the better your offense is going to be.
I know he was obviously rusty in just 12 minutes, but first time you've had kind of the whole complement of guys that you want, just kind of as a coach, is that gives you options in a way you didn't have before?
Yeah, no, and look, the thing is you need everybody. And, Mitch been out all year. And, he was projected to be the starting center. So navigating that, and then, Precious getting hurt in the preseason and Landry, so we had to get through all that. And we've been able to do that. So now, the focus has to be like we have a lot of work to do to get ready for the end of the season where we want to be playing our best. So the approach shouldn't change. Whoever's available, get in there and get the job done. And that's the mindset that we want to have.
Thanks, Fred.
Yep, thank you.
Back now at the Wally Wall, and Wally, coach always talks about the game tells you what to do.
Yeah.
The game told Jalen Brunson, with the game on the line, 4 seconds to go, down 2, the game told Jalen Brunson to pass. He hit OG Anunoby, and Anunoby hit the shot.
And I always remember my coaches taught us, when you're down 2 on the road, go for the win. If you can get a 3, go for the win. Try to end it in regulation. If you're at home, you want to send it to overtime. Jalen Brunson might have been thinking the same thing. Ja Morant's on him. He does a good job of waiting, drawing the defense, allowing the defense to spread out. Look at this step back. Gets the corner, now freeze it right there. Here comes Jaren Jackson, so you occupied him. You've also occupied Ja Morant, and look at OG Anunoby, wide open over here. Look at him just ready. He is ready to go. The hands are ready, and the pass, 3 guys hanging around, and Jalen Brunson puts a perfect pass right on the numbers for OG Anunoby to just step right into this shot and shoot it. That is perfect pass, the timing, then the closeout can't get there, and that's a big shot for OG Anunoby. I'm telling you, that's a huge, huge shot for him. He is an outstanding defender. He brings it every single night. When you have that kind of play and that kind of shot, it's almost like your arrival moment on the season into that locker room. Yes, he's been with the team for 2 years, but when you have another guy that can make big plays and big shots, and it's not always all Jalen Brunson, all Karl Anthony Towns, that just becomes so hard for other teams to defend, and I'm really happy for OG Anunoby to hit that big clutch shot. That's a big one for him and his confidence.
Well, the teams have to start doubling Brunson in crunch time. He's just been so dominant,
Definitely.
and that means the other guys are often going to be open. They're going to have to come through, and Anunoby came through tonight.
Got to be ready to shoot it. Jalen's going to trust you. Great players and great closers, they trust the play. That's what he's taught. He's taught by Tom Thibodeau and company to always make the right play. Don't force if it's not there. If they double team, read it, find your teammates, trust your teammates, and that's exactly what happened, and OG Anunoby delivered.
Back now from the Corner 3 presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. One of the themes that we talked about at the Knicks bench, last in the league in scoring, outscored the league's best bench, 34-33. Memphis had the best scoring bench in the league, and the Knicks outscored them.
Despite the fact that Memphis bench got more minutes. That's why they're such a great scoring bench, because Taylor Jenkins really trusts his bench, gives him a lot of minutes on a nightly basis, doesn't play the starters as many minutes, but Deuce McBride was outstanding. Mitchell Robinson off that bench made a big difference today. 5 rebounds in 12 minutes.
Wright had 17 points, and Mitchell Robinson was solid in his season debut. Here he is now after the game.
What about just like the last minute of regulation back in there for those 2 defensive possessions? What was that like?
He trusts me, missing 10 months, and to put me in the big, position right there to get a stop or whatever, means a lot. It showed that he trusts me and he, still rock with me.
Played a lot of. What about the drive and dunk? Been waiting for that?
Yeah, you saw that, huh? It was smooth, huh? Yeah. I mean, that's something we've been working on through the whole rehab process and stuff like that. So, I felt comfortable doing it. So, I just did it.
You played a lot of basketball, but do you get nervous just like making a return, or there nerves the night before, nerves before you step in?
Not really. Not so much nervous, I wouldn't say. But, the urge to getting back out there was there, though.
Robinson moved really well tonight. The Knicks celebrate a signature road win against one of the best teams in the league as they win at 114-113. We're looking ahead after this. Take a look now at the upcoming schedule. Knicks Sunday at Miami, home against the Warriors, and then they go west. Lakers, Clippers, Kings, Portland, Warriors. Challenging 5-game road trip for sure. We'll wrap things up after this. Wrapping up the post-game show, we'll see you on Sunday. Knicks are at Miami. Pre-game at 5:30, game at 6. You can also stream on MSG Plus now on the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.